right, let's do it. All right. Yeah. Let's go see what that looks like. It's gonna need a little fine tuning, but we're getting there. All right, guys, we got it all cleaned up. I think we're ready to put the first weld in. Let's take a closer look at it real quick. It's just a simple little section that we made for the tip of that wheel well. It's gonna go something like that. All right, guys, we're getting there. Whew. It's hot and sweaty. It's hard working down that little hole, but we're getting it. It's looking pretty good. Not bad for a little patch. That piece I'm adding is actually part of the nose right here, the front apron, so it was all rusted out because we replaced this whole panel here because it was all rusted out, but it only goes up to that point, and then you'd have to buy this piece and then cut that and put that in there. But I thought it'd be easier just to try to keep the patina and add a little section. I think it turned out pretty good. We're going to clean that up, put some seam sealer on it, the spare tires in there, and you're not even going to see it. It actually is not bad. You can see a little bit of the welds right there, and they didn't blow through like I thought they would, so that metal right there is pretty strong. It's just got some surface rust on it. And once the bumper's on and this thing's low on the ground, spray some of that red primer on there, you're not even going to see it. So pretty happy with that repair. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. I'm going to use the copper spoon to fill in that little gap right there. It's just a tiny little gap. Let's do that real quick. That was a fun patch, actually. It's been a while since I did a little metal work, and that was feeling pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that, considering how tight it was in there and everything. Pretty cool. So we'll get that cleaned up. We'll put some seam sealer in there, spray it, boom, done. All right, guys, we're getting there. We're getting there. Got that spare tire wheel well in there. Got some rust protection on it. And we're going to do the seam sealer in there. Anywhere water could get in, we'll try to seal it the best we can. So close I can taste it. All right, we got it lifted up. We're gonna let all that dry for a couple more days. I'm gonna look for some areas that need some seam sealer. This is sealed on the inside, but I think I might go through here and just put a little seam sealer along this. Couldn't hurt. All right, guys, that water trick you guys talked about, just putting a little water on the tip of your finger to smooth it out, seems to be working. I still think we're having an issue with heat and this is drying out too quick. But as far as the stuff sticking to your finger, seems to be working. So I'm gonna put a little right here. And I don't know if it's necessary to do this because we already sealed it on the inside, but it can't hurt, right? This tube seems to be going on a little smoother. Seems to be coming out smoother. That came out pretty good. Seems like this tube's a little better than the last one. I'll put a little water on here. Seems like the water helps your finger glide. Oh yeah, that's working really good. I appreciate that, guys. I know a few of you had mentioned the water on your fingertip, and that really does seem to be working, so I appreciate it. Of course, I'm gonna mess it up here, but it's all good. It does seem to be helping. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna wipe this off on a wet towel so it doesn't dry on my finger. That works, guys. I really appreciate that. I do read the comments, so thank you. That's pretty sweet right there, guys. Very nice. All right, I'm gonna keep going and get all this done. Looking good. Well, there's something nice, therapeutic about that. All right, guys, it's the next day. We've been letting the paint dry, and we spray painted under here. We put a couple light coats on there, and it's the next day, and it feels pretty solid. It's not sticky. So at the end of the day, I might put another coat under there and then let that dry again, but it's looking pretty good. Not bad for a patina restoration project. But while all that's drying, I want to test fit all the fenders. There's a couple of these nuts that hold the fenders on that are all rusted out, and the bolts broke as we were taking them off. We were able to save a lot of them, which is really cool. But this one I can't get out, and I noticed as I was trying to get it out with the vice grips that the whole thing moves. So I thought these were welded in there, but they're not. They just pop out. It's almost like it's press fitted in there somehow. And I was trying to drill that one out, and as I was drilling it, it started to move, and I was like, well, and then it just popped out. So you can see it's almost press fit in that little groove right there. I don't know how they do that. It's pretty wild. There goes that one. I have some replacement ones here. I noticed they had a couple different styles, and I think this is going to be the one that we use, because you can put it just like that, hold it, and screw it in. So I think that's going to work. This one actually looks more like it, but it doesn't have the square washer on the back. If we have to weld them later, we can, but it looks like they're just going to fit in there like a washer and a bolt. Let's try it. See that? It just popped right out of there. Seems like the axis on the back side of this one's blocked. So, not sure how we're gonna deal with that. But got it. Yeah. Yeah, there's no access behind it. It's got a metal thing back there, so I'll have to figure that one out. Not too bad. All right, we got it cleaned up pretty good. Let's see if we can get it on there. All right, so I put one in that was already existing, so it was just kind of right in the center here, easy to get to. I didn't tighten it all the way. And then I took this one, which is one of the ones that we had to remove. You can see it down there, it's working. So you tighten that up, it should be fine. So there's gonna be a running board that goes from here down to here. So we'll have to clean these up and get those situated. And then there's these spacers, washers, whatever you want to call them, that go in between there. I'm going to clean the dirt off of those and we'll reuse them. They should be all right. And there's going to be a couple that we have to fix and get this welded. I'll put a little weld right here and get this cleaned up a little bit so it looks better. But the fender, the bumper bracket goes through here in the bumper support, so that's not going to be seen, but we'll try to get it cleaned up as best we can and get it fitting in there really nice. Pretty cool. That looks pretty good. All right, I'm gonna put them all, I'm gonna test fit all of them and see if the, whatever these things are called, fit. I'll clean these up and fit those in there and we'll take a close look at it. All right, guys, we're just test fitting the fenders. Make sure we got everything figured out. This one's in pretty good shape. There's only one hole that was messed up on this one. It was right here. And you can see I put one of the new ones in there, but there's no metal to attach to it. So we got to add a piece of metal here. The other ones look pretty good. And we've got one here that we need to add some metal to. So we'll we're gonna try to add a strip of metal in here. It's gonna be hard because this is so thin. It's gonna be very difficult to get a piece of metal in there, but we're gonna try. We'll see what happens, but I'm not gonna worry about that yet. And yeah, we got a hole here. That's a ventilation hole, fresh air. All right, let's see if we can get one of these spacers to fit in there. All right, check it out. Looks pretty good. Looking pretty good. And this front one we got to fix, so that'll sit in there nicely like that. Once we get that front bolt put on, so we'll work on that here in a little bit. That one right there. So we'll pull this back off and we'll do some metal work on it and try to get this side. This side's pretty tight. That one we definitely need for sure. All right, guys, we got all the fenders test fitted and they're looking pretty good. There's just a couple little spots that we need to fix. This thing, I'm probably just gonna get a new insert for that, whatever they call that thing. But I need to find a donor fender first and then we'll pop it out of there. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it. That's something we can always do later, not a big deal. But I need to pull all the fenders back off and do some more painting in the wheel wells and along the heater channels and on the front and rear quarters. So I'm going to do that now. It's just kind of a process of fitting everything and putting different layers of paint so we can try to achieve that patina later on. So let's go ahead and pull this fender back off. I'll give you a quick look under here. show you what it looks like. So that obviously needs to be repaired so we can attach that front corner. And we're gonna do that. We'll put a little strip of metal in there. But the rest of these are looking pretty good and they fit really good. And then we've got one here we've got to repair and do some repair work down there so we can attach the running boards. So we're gonna have some fender work to do. Might make a separate video on that. Or we might do some in this video, I'm not sure. This is a multi-day process. You probably noticed a few different shirts. One reason, because it's been several days, and other reason because of sweat. So yeah, but today is nice. It rained really hard the last couple days and cooled everything off. All right, let's get these fenders off, do some more painting, and maybe do a little patch repair on that fender. Let's do it. These are held on with 13 millimeter bolts, and you can get all this stuff from Wolfsburg West. Everything looks like factory. It's real nice. Washers and all that stuff. 13 millimeter. I'm using a couple different setups here. Just depends on where it is inside here. Helps out. Ooh, that one was in there. All right, let's do some more painting real quick. This has been drying for a couple days. I'm gonna hit this with some Scotch-Brite and knock it down just a little bit. That way we can put some primer on it. I'm gonna put this primer on it. It's a really nice primer and it dries quick. And once that dries, then we can put some of the white almond on there. And what that's gonna allow us to do is hopefully replicate. This will be the primer. This is the almond, the primer, and the rust. Almond, primer, rust. So it'll be almond, primer, and then this is the rust patina. Hopefully, it's not gonna be perfect, but again, we just need to get this little section and that section, and that's basically it. This is just gonna be experimental area. Let's do it. All right, while that's drying, let's see if we can fix this fender a little bit. Not all the way, but it's gonna need a lot of work. But if we could get this one little section today, then that'll give me hope for the other sections. And we'll work on those during the week. So basically we just need a piece to go right here. This hole's still good. So I'm gonna save that. And we'll probably cut like right here. And we'll come down and we'll save a little bit of that lip along the edge to try to weld to. Just gonna put a piece of tape here and make a real basic template. And we'll use this piece of metal. Cut it out, and weld it in. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's see what we got. There's a joke in there somewhere. All right, cool. That's looking pretty good. We'll clean it up along the edges as we're fitting it in, but that's a good start. So let's cut out this old stuff here. All right, that looks pretty good. We'll clean this up a little bit more with the die grinder, and we'll clean up both sides of this. That's basically it, guys. It's just a matter of cleaning up the edges and welding it in. Let's do it. All right, I think we're ready. Something like that. We'll get it in there and then we'll clean this edge up. All right, cool. It's looking pretty good. We're gonna clean it up with some 80 grit real quick and see what we missed. All right, that turned out pretty good. We still need to put the hole here, but we'll do that once we get it fitted back on, and we'll figure out exactly where the hole is and make a mark through that hole onto here. All right, let's keep going on this fender and clean it up a little bit more. Need to make this section here, which shouldn't be too bad. We got the passenger side off to reference. All right, let's see if we can replicate what's on the passenger side. This is the passenger side. It's in better shape than the driver's side. So I think what we're gonna do is this is all original here. Just missing some pieces here. Let's make a little template here. Yeah, that should work. There. Take it right to the end. There's a pretty good curve on this. We're gonna have to add on that curve. Let's see. So it's got to be the opposite of that. Little patch, it'll work, and then we'll make another piece over here and another piece back here, and we'll probably, once we get this in, we'll probably make a new piece here. Although this is pretty tough, we could probably just weld this, put a little patch right there, maybe a little weld that. Trying to keep as much of the original as possible. This is pretty solid still, you know, for the project that it is. Yep. Oh yeah, looking good. Probably trim it up a little bit here, give it a little more curve right here, but we're close. We're gonna test fit it. I'm gonna drill the holes where they're supposed to be. Welcome to the gallery. It's like some weird mid-century artwork or something. All right, so yeah, I definitely want to fix this piece right here, but I want to go ahead and fit what we've already done, get those two holes drilled, make sure everything's lining up there, then we'll revisit this. Stand by. All right, let's test fit it, see how it's looking. We'll get those two holes in there. All right, we got the fender back on, and what we want to do is get this hole drilled and get that hole drilled, and then this thing will be secure. And then maybe in the next video, we'll work on this right here, get this section all cleaned up. That's going to take a while, so I don't want to rush it. I'll take my time on it. And I didn't even think I was going to get this far, but it feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and pop a hole through here. There we go. All right, fender's back off, and you can see here that little hole we made. That was our access point right there. Let's try it now. I think we got it. Woo! All right. All right. We're getting there. A lot of work. And it's not even done yet. I still got 3 more to do, plus finish this one. So I'll probably do most of that off camera. Maybe I'll grab a little bit of this and that here and there. But yeah, it's a lot of on and off, cutting, welding, fitting. But it's fitting pretty good. It's fitting pretty good. I like it. So yeah, definitely I gotta pull it back off, and I'm gonna put some paint on here, and I'll let that paint dry for a couple days. We'll come back, and maybe we'll mess with this when we come back. There's plenty to do. That's always something we can do later. Lots to do, guys. I appreciate it. Stick with me, guys. We're gonna get this thing back on the road hopefully soon. And I'm having fun, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's been almost a year. It's been just over a year. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago was when I posted the first Beetle video, just about a year ago. So we've got quite a bit done in a year. We completely rebuilt this chassis, put heater channels, luggage tray, cross members, front and rear, all kinds of stuff. All right, guys, I'm tired. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later. You can hang out if you want. I'm just gonna pull that fender back off and spray some paint. Let's do it. I'm gonna turn the fan on because it's hot. We're gonna need some more paint. It's the last can. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I'm gonna let this dry for a couple days. We will mess around with the Scotch-Brite and try to make it look somewhat like this. Probably not gonna be close, but it's all right. We're just gonna keep moving forward. I got some parts coming from Wolfsburg West to finish some of this stuff up. We're gonna need more. I still need to order a headliner. I still need to order a carpet kit. I still need to order the seat covers and all that stuff. And window rubber, front windshield. I mean, it's a lot. It adds up pretty quick. So I kind of have to stagger, you know, what I'm buying because I don't have a bunch of money to blow on it right now. So, you know, we're trying to get a little bit here and there. So be patient. It's going to come together. I mean, we've been working on it for a year now. Just about a year, just over a year. And the chassis is done, the engine's done, all the main metal work is done. We got a little bit to do on the doors, a little bit to do on the fenders, put the windows in, all that stuff. It's gonna be awesome. Guys, I appreciate it. Stay tuned. Some cool stuff coming up. We're gonna do an engine build with VW Darren. 2.0 Type 4 for the 914. That's gonna happen probably in a couple weeks. So keep an eye out for that. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good week. See you guys.